Welcome to the show. Stars of the upcoming film Don't Tell a Soul, Fionn Whitehead and Jack Dylan Grazer. How are you guys today?
Great. How are you?
Very
Doing
good,
pretty
Jack.
good. Doing pretty good today. Before we talk about the film, I wanted to ask you guys, what was the first movie you guys remember seeing?
Of all time?
Yes.
Whoa. Um,
That's a really good question.
I don't
When did,
know. I don't know. I remember the first. Oh, maybe Indiana Jones
I like that.
Yeah.
or I don't know. My dad made me watch a lot of Fellini movies when I was little, which is probably the reason why I'm so weird now. I just like it just molded my brain when I was really little. Like I saw the Strada when I was like 2, and I saw Goodfellas when I was like 6. So, but that's like my favorite movie of all time. So,
that is a real sort of.
yeah.
He didn't mess
Film at
around
6,
there,
right?
did he?
No, no. Well, I don't know if he put them
Shrek
on
was the
for me.
first
They were just
film
on. I
For
think maybe.
sure.
I think Shrek was the first film I remember seeing in the cinema.
I like that.
Like, but in terms of actual films, like at home, I don't know. I honestly can tell you.
It's all right. I'll take Shrek and Goodfellas. I like it. That's an interesting combination there. Obviously, Don't Tell a Soul is about two thieving teenage brothers stealing money to help their sick mom, matching wits with a troubled security guard at the bottom of the forgotten well. Whoever wants to take it. What attracted you to this project, Jack?
Well, the script overall, and also Alex. I met Alex, and he was just the kindest guy ever, and he was also so creative. To be able to concoct such a unique story is awesome, and I'd never seen a script anything like there was no other script I'd ever seen like this, or a story like no story ever like this. And same with a lot of the other stories he's written. Like he did a movie called Flower, that I'm a fan of. That was a really good movie. So he's really got a good insight on like building a story that's really outside the box, and that was like really compelling. The story overall.
For me as well. When you start watching the film at first, you're kind of like, okay, this is the way it's going to go. And then, oh my God, like it just kind of like it hits you, like it smacks you in the face. Same question to you, Finn.
Yeah, I was drawn the script. I got sent the script and I read it and responded to it immediately. I found it really enticing. I thought that the characters were written really well. And I particularly liked that Matt was this kind of Machiavellian character the whole way through. And it was something that I hadn't really done that much of, was playing sort of outright villains almost. Well, not villain, but kind of baddies.
Yeah.
So that really drew me to it. Yeah.
I get my follow-up question is exactly that. The relationship between you two throughout the film is rough, right? It's very rough. How was it like getting into that role, being the big me? I guess the big mean big brother, right?
Yeah. It was fun. I can't lie. It was pretty fun. It's always fun to do the things that you would never do in real life. That's one of the most incredible things I think about acting, is that you get to play these characters and act out these scenarios that you would never normally be in. So I really liked it. I loved it, and I found it. It's freeing because a character like that doesn't hold back ever. Like Matt is kind of all of his decisions throughout the film. He like acts on an impulse. It's like snap decisions, and he just goes for it and goes full blast as well. That's always how I read it, and that's how I wanted to play it. And so it's kind of a gift as an actor, because you're never really worried. You're not worried about overacting as much, because it's written in such a way, that you can. Whereas in another film, it might be a bit of a. People might think that you're overacting and taking things too far, and you probably get kicked off the set if you all of a sudden started throwing TVs and smashing vases against the wall. The character was already written like that, so it was great.
Jack, to you, what was it like playing basically the little brother of the role and kind of getting beat on throughout the film?
What was it like? It was still fun. It was still really, really fun. Um, just to be able to play a character has always been really fun for me. Any character. And to play Joey, who's super naive and gullible and tries to see the best in people, really, and he's pretty like I don't know altruistic or something to like still have any faith that his older brother will like give in and be like, I'm sorry about all that stuff. Um, but which happens eventually. But okay.
It only
Um,
takes a long
yeah,
time to get, but it happens,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Um, but overall, it was so much fun to work on this project with Alex, McAulay, and Finn and Rainn and Mena and everybody. I have so many talented people, and it's always good to work with talented people.
Absolutely. So you guys have both been on bigger budget style films and now smaller budget style films. Which do you prefer more?
It's mostly
I think
about just, like the story, but it's mostly just like this like the content rather than. But one thing I will say is, um, the like independent films, there's a smaller crew and they're just more familial and like intimate and everybody's name better. And like it's all kind of more blood, sweat, and tears being poured into it. Nothing is easy, which is good.
Absolutely. Ben, same question?
I think there's good things about both. I mean, the good thing about doing a studio film is that they have a bigger budget, so they can afford to do more interesting. They can afford to go to interesting locations and do all of those kind of things. But often, I think the thing that is taken away is that you lose some creative control. Maybe less for actors, but I think more for directors and writers. I think it's hard to maintain kind of. I mean, it sounds kind of cringy to say, but like artistic integrity as a creator and sign of the studio. I often think like most of the independent films that I've worked on, I've found that the script and the film and the end product and everything has been exactly the same as when I first heard the concept or when I first read the script or when I first talked to the director, and it's exactly what they want to put out there, which I am really I think is it's really important because it means that you have an individual voice and that these filmmakers are able to put on display what they want to show to the world, and things don't become this kind of like overproduced thing that can happen quite easily with film, and that's when things become predictable and yada yada. So yeah.
Absolutely. I like that. That's a great answer. Jack, question for you.
Yeah.
You've now worked with Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson. Are you trying to work with every member of the cast of The Office?
Yes, and I'm working with one. I have been working with one for a while. I can't say the name of them because the movie isn't out officially, or it's like not being talked about.
Mysterious.
But there's like I think I would like to say this is a subjective opinion, but I've worked with the three best characters from The Office, which is so cool. Yeah. So if you can guess the third best one, then you got it.
I won't get you in any trouble. I'll just assume in my head, and then we'll go from there, right?
Yeah. Super cool. Working with Steve Carell was awesome. I cried when I found out that I got the part because he's like one of my number one favorite actors of all time. I really admire his range, and he's such a good actor. He's such a really he's so buoyant as a character, and he has so much flexibility. So it was such an honor to work with him, and then also to work with Rainn as well. I'm so fortunate.
Absolutely. What are you guys working on next that you can talk about?
I am prepping to shoot a film called Emily, but because of everything that's going on in the world, it's kind of the dates are changing around when we're going to shoot it and everything. But it's a biopic about the life of Emily Bronte, who wrote Wuthering Heights, among others. So it's about her and her family, and I'm playing Branwell Bronte, who was a wannabe writer, but essentially an alcoholic, which is, yeah.
Awesome. Jack?
I mean, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Yeah, and then I still got, I mean, We Are Who We Are, which came out this year. It's available on HBO Max. So that's exciting. And also on Sky TV, I think.
iPlayer.
Yeah, it's still going on right now in UK. Like, episodes are still coming out, so that's exciting. And but I will be shooting Shazam 2 at some point. I haven't shot it yet. It's set to come out in 2023, so I don't know what that means in terms of when we'll shoot it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you
That's
guys so
exciting.
much for your time today. The film was fantastic. Like I said, whenever you get to that point where it kind of makes that twist, you guys kind of get more in depth with your roles. So it was really fantastic to see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you again.
You too.
Have a good one. Thanks.